Hi, I'm Matt Perger and this is the Cameo machine. Today we're going to be talking about the manual and auto steaming functions. Milk steaming is one of my favorite things about this machine because we have so much flexibility in all the ways that we can do it. So we have our milk pitcher, we have our steam arm, and we have these three buttons running down the screen here. Now, first of all is our manual steam button. This means that the barista will be starting and stopping the steam. They're also going to be manually aerating the milk. So with a press of that button, the steam begins, and with a press of it again, it stops. There's no magic to this one. It's just a barista doing as they normally would with an actuator or a valve on a regular semi-automatic machine. Now, next button down is auto steam. Now, to talk about this one, I'm going to enter into the products and keys menu. So we'll see as auto steam, we have an option. Manual steam, we don't really have any options except for the maximum possible time. Auto steam, we have what's called stop temperature. Now, on the bottom of the steam arm here is a little thermocouple, a temperature sensor. That's sitting inside the milk, and it's going to be reading the temperature as the milk is heating up. So we can select a stopping temperature, which is when we would like the machine to stop adding heat to the milk. Now, there is a slight delay between that thermometer reading a temperature and what the milk's temperature actually is. So I like to experiment a little bit with a thermometer in the jug as well, because that might need to be offset more or less. That will also change if you have a large pitcher of milk or a small pitcher of milk, because the velocity of temperature change, the speed of temperature change in a small jug will be much quicker, and in a large jug it will be much slower because the steam output is the same. So you may want to have different buttons set up for a large pitcher of milk or a small pitcher of milk so that your end temperature is just right. Now, lastly is my favorite feature. This is the auto steam. So of course we still are able to select our end temperature with the thermocouple, but the neat feature is that the machine will also add air into the steam for us. So we won't need to manually aerate the milk. We just need to fill up our milk jug, stick it on the steam arm. Doesn't matter where we put it, nothing special. Press the button and away it goes. Now we can see the options here are our stop temperature, as before at 58 degrees, and then we have what's called EverFoam mode. Now we have two options here. One is to stop the air pump at a certain temperature. Just like a barista, as they're steaming milk, they try to add the air at the beginning, and then when the milk feels warm, they're going to lift the milk pitcher up so that you stop making bubbles. This way you can select a certain temperature at which you don't want to add any more air into the milk. Now, this is good if you have a very consistent milk temperature and a very consistent volume of milk. That means that you're going to have the same amount of air because it will take the same amount of time. Personally, I prefer the EverFoam mode, stop air pump in seconds. And we can set up different buttons for different milks here. So at the moment we've got an air stop at 5 seconds and a foam texture of 80. And this means that the air pump is going to be running at 80% maximum for 5 seconds, right at the beginning of the milk steaming. Then after 5 seconds, the air pump will stop, but the steam will continue until the milk hits 58 degrees, then it will stop. So it's just like a barista with all of the different features.